So guys, I don't know if you remember, before Witch Queen came out, there was this video about the Omnioculus build and how amazing it was. And it got people excited when Void 3.0 was announced because, well, they had a build that was gonna basically get better when 3.0 came out. Void 3.0 is amazing, but that particular build just didn't flow into the new meta the way people thought that it would. With Solar and Arc 3.0 coming out, I decided to look into it a little bit more, that way I don't make the same mistake. So for Solar, in my opinion, I think the core of it is going to be burns and explosions. And for this build that we're going to be discussing today, I feel like it would take this build from a fun build to an S tier build instantly, if those are the core parts of Solar 3.0. For this build, just think about this for a second. Imagine that your grenade is doing a lot more damage, like double the damage that it does at base. Then imagine that your weapon is also doing about 40% more damage as well, constantly. Now let's just add a bunch of explosions to that, and that's what this build is going to be all about. When I was making this build, or when I started thinking about making a build like this, there was one mod that basically gave me some perspective, and it's called Explosive Wallmaker. Essentially what it does is when an explosion gets multi-kills, it makes an elemental well. So the goal for this build is going to be to make as much explosions as possible. When we think of weapons and explosions, the first weapon that comes to mind is probably SUNSHOT. Now, mind you, in this build, you can use an explosive weapon like a rocket launcher, a grenade launcher with or without chain reaction, but for the build today, I'm just gonna stick with SUNSHOT. For those people who don't know what SUNSHOT does, essentially, whenever you get a kill, whether it's precision or not, it causes an explosion, kind of like Firefly from Ace of Spades, if you know how that works, or on a smaller scale, Dragonfly. So you get a kill, boom, happens. That's what it does. It also causes more explosion from subsequent kills. So if you kill an enemy, it explodes, kills another enemy, that one will also explode, and you basically get a lot of explosions everywhere if the enemies are close enough together. Next, the best subclass for making explosions on Warlock is the bottom 3 Solar subclass currently, which whenever you burn targets with your grenade or your melee, when they die, while they're burning, they explode. So again, more boom action. This subclass also has the ability to, on PlayStation, hold circle while you're in the air to grant you healing. So we know we'll be using solar grenades, solar melees, and sunshots to make explosions, but what can we do to make our grenades and sunshots as strong as possible? Like I said in the beginning of the video, you can make your grenade do 2 times more damage and your weapons do 40% more damage. Let's talk about that real quick. The exotic of choice here will be Verity's Brow. I looked into a bunch of exotics before picking this one. Essentially, I wanted something that gave me as many benefits as possible. That's why this ended up sticking. So the first part is the cooldown of your grenades. Every time you get a kill, your grenade charges 50% faster. The other part is the damage. Your damage for your grenades increases by 20% for each stack of Death Thrones, which means at max stack or 5 kills, you get 100% more damage, 2 times more damage than it originally did. So now we have a way to use our sunshot to make our grenade do more damage. Now let's look into how we can make the sunshot itself do more damage, and this is where things are gonna get a little spicy. First, we're gonna use the Empowering Rift. I know you're probably using a Healing Rift on your Warlock for safety reasons, but come on, we're going for maximum fun here. Let's be a little bit risky. If you're really hurting and you want to heal anyways, you could always use the dive in the air to be able to heal up a little bit. So it's not like you're not going to be able to heal yourself at all. Not to mention, Titans and Hunters don't have healing rifts, so let's play around a little bit on the Warlock as well. Let's get into the juicy parts of this build. I've pretty much used every possible mod to make this build as effective as it can be, so expect a lot of mods here. We'll be using 11 in totals. The first mod is Explosive Wallmaker. Like we spoke about before, it makes wells when we cause explosions. Font of Might is going to be the way that we increase the damage on our sunshot after an elemental well is picked up. So if you add the 25% from Font of Might to the 15% from the Empowering Rift, we get 40% total increase in damage on the sunshot. Bountiful Wells makes more elemental wells from each explosion. Elemental Ordnance spawns elemental wells when your grenade kills an enemy. and Well of Ordnance grants grenade energy when we pick up a solar well. So just so you understand what that means, in any way that you kill an enemy, this build has some sort of benefit and a high chance to create elemental wells. Grenade kills give elemental wells, and the explosions from the grenade kills also create additional elemental wells. Picking up this elemental well grants grenade energy and more damage to your sunshots. It's really a crazy cycle of damage. There's something I noticed that I never did in my previous videos to tell you what armor pieces are best to put different mods on, so I'm going to touch on that today. For the helmet, the affinity should be solar. We'll have Ashes to Assets and Harmonic Siphon. Ashes to Assets gives super energy on grenade kills, and Harmonic Siphon generates orbs of power when you get multi-kills with a weapon that matches your subclass. You want your gauntlets to be stasis, so you could use the Grenade Kickstart mod, which gives 25% of your grenade energy back after using a grenade. You'll also have Font of Might here. Right now with the artifact, it costs only 1, but normally it'll cost 4, and that's where we get that increased damage from. For your chest piece, we'll have Elemental Ordnance and an increase for your heavy weapon reserves, depending on what heavy weapon you'll be using with this build. I will suggest that you use a solar heavy weapon, so that could also benefit from Font of Might in doing more damage to the bigger targets that you might come across. For your leg armor, this is also going to be solar. This is where we're going to put the Explosive Wall Maker, Recuperation, and Innervation. Recuperation replenishes health on our pickup, so if you're worried about getting your health back, like we talked about before, there's more ways for you to be able to heal without using healing ring. For Innervation, when you pick up an orb, you get your grenade to charge faster as well. For the class item, that should be solar, so you could use the Bountiful Well mod, and Bomber. Bomber gives you grenade energy when you use your class ability. So anytime you put those empowering rifts down, you also use that to charge your grenade as well. So now that we've discussed all the abilities, all the mods, all the exotics, all the weapons that we're going to use for this build, let me walk you through how it actually works. You start with a grenade to burn all the targets and starts recharging it, and it starts recharging itself. Once they're burning, you can place an empowering rift which recharges your grenade as well. Then in that rift, because of the increased damage Sunshot gets, you're able to get kills easily and cause more explosions. These explosions then give wells and orbs of light, and you can run in to pick them up, which gives you health regeneration, gives grenade energy, and gives more damage to Sunshot with Font of Might. By this time, you should already have your grenade and your rift back, and you're able to start the cycle one more time. Only this time around, your grenade is actually going to be doing 2 times more damage because of all the kills you just got with the Sunshot. For stat distribution, I always suggest Recovery and Discipline. I feel like those are the 2 most beneficial fun stats that you can use in the game. Since you're going to use Ashes to Assets, you could also have Intellect as your 3rd highest stat. That way you're getting more super energy, because the super is really fun as well. Every time you get a kill with the super, it gives you more time to use your down blade. So it's also one of the really fun parts of this build. Thank you guys so much for watching the video today. I know this one was a little bit unorthodox and it had a lot of mods and a lot of describing to do. If you guys enjoyed it, or you have build ideas of your own that you want to share with me, don't forget you can leave that in the comment section below. If you're new here, you can hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you get notified the next time I post a video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace and love.